Ever viewed our band as trying to sound unlike anything that ever came before, or as a reaction against current bands? I mean, I like plenty of current bands. Our sound is just what happens when the four of us come together in a room and each put in our input and come up with the songs. As far as like any greater context than that, that's sort of not for us to decide, I would say. Why would you speak to me? I think being as open-minded as possible when approaching music is always a good thing. And maybe that's the benefit of today with the internet, where you can get access to music from anywhere in the world really, really quickly. I have an uncle with a really incredible record collection, and he had one section that was just African music. So one year on Christmas, I was over there and he just said take as many records as you want, so I got a lot of good records that way as well. But in general, I would just say having as open mind as possible toward music is only a good thing. I think you just got to take it as a given when you're making music and not really even worry about it. I think it's getting less and less decentralized, so maybe the internet to a greater and greater degree, but there still are old guards. And I'm not necessarily sure if that's a good or a bad thing, to be honest. There still are radio stations, there still are programs like MTV and VH1 that only show certain videos. So, I mean, it's in a weird place right now. It's definitely there's a transition going on. For us, I mean, our music, most of our album was floating around on the internet for a whole year before it was released, and at the same time we still sold way more records than I ever would have guessed. So I don't know, it's not something that I really worry about or embarrass. It's sort of just what the landscape is right now. I don't know if there's necessarily anything that different from it now. I think right now people tour way more than they used to. So as a result, you can't, like the Beatles, put out an album every 6 months because you're spending so much time just performing. I mean, that's one big difference. And also, I mean, at the same time, you can have your music heard by people without having to travel with the internet. But I don't know how different things would necessarily be if we were a band 20, 10, or 30 years ago. Why would you lie about something dumb like that? Okay, I really like Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think that's I like the book Dracula, and I like the movie with Keanu Reeves. I always find something kind of endearing about Keanu Reeves and like his surfer bro vibe, and in that setting of a vampire movie. I think that movie's awesome. Marvin TV? Okay. Do you want me to look in the camera, or do you want me to... Hi, this is Chris from Vampire Weekend, and you're watching Marvin TV. Right, or did I not say that? Okay.